A doctor you once met is in possession of something sacred that belongs to your bloodline. Archangel Michael says, "Prepare yourself now, for what you are about to discover is not fiction, not rumor, and not just coincidence. It is a deep truth that connects your lineage to something ancient, powerful, and sacred." There is a doctor, yes, someone you once met in passing or for a brief moment, who holds in their possession something that was never meant to leave your bloodline. This person knows more than you think, and the time has now come for the truth to rise from where it was hidden. They may appear kind, gentle, perhaps even forgettable, but this doctor holds a key, an item, a relic, a document, or a vial, that is bound to your ancestors and their divine purpose. You may not even remember their full name, only a vague image or a place you saw them. But they remember you well, and what they took wasn't by mistake. The energy of your ancestors vibrates through this object, and their voices are now growing restless. They know that the sacred item was removed from the rightful line. It was not meant to end up in medical records or storage drawers. It was meant to empower you and return your identity. Type Amen to get blessing 411. Archangel Michael says, your family bloodline is tied to something that predates nations, systems, and institutions. There is a sacred connection between your spiritual destiny and this item now hidden away by someone who pretends not to know. But heaven is watching, and they are guiding this message to reach your soul before the time of reckoning begins. This doctor was not born into darkness, but somewhere along the way, temptation found them. They were introduced to your bloodline's sacred inheritance not by accident, but by someone who whispered promises of power, wealth, and unearned access. They were told they could study, examine, and keep it in the name of research, but what they kept was never just data. The item carries with it a seal, an ancient mark, and even though they may have locked it in a sterile cabinet, the item pulses with energy, waking the spirits. This object, though small, is a carrier of power, and every day it remains away from your energy, a fragment of you is being withheld from wholeness. The time has come for a return, and it will happen in a way they never expected. Type Amen to get blessing 902. It may begin with a sudden phone call or an unexpected dream where their face appears. Your subconscious is being stirred, and this is not random. It is directed by the higher forces around you who have protected your lineage for centuries. The item they have may seem meaningless to most, but your soul will recognize it the moment it is near. Even as you read these words, chills may rise on your skin or a name may form in your mind. The doctor was involved in your life at a moment when your energy was shifting, perhaps during an illness, a diagnosis, a medical test, or even just a consultation. They were drawn to you, not because of coincidence, but because of what runs through your veins. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Type Amen to get blessing 628. At the time, you didn't know your bloodline was already calling out. You were focused on survival, healing, or perhaps moving forward from pain. But during that time, something was taken, a trace, a mark, an object, and what was taken had your divine frequency written all over it. This doctor is not alone. They are connected to a quiet society, a network of knowledge seekers who don't always play by the rules of morality. They seek out ancient lineages that hold spiritual power, and your family is one of them. That's why you may feel you've been watched, studied, or even targeted in strange ways lately. You might have noticed symbols repeating, strange behaviors from strangers, or odd paperwork. This is the ripple of that sacred object trying to find its way back to your vibration. The doctor might think it's dormant, sealed, or archived, but in the spiritual realm, it is alive, pulsing, and restless. Type Amen to get blessing 777. There's a reason your dreams have been more vivid, or that you've been waking up at exact times in the middle of the night. The item is calling, and the ones who once guarded it, from ancient priests to herbal healers and prophets, are pressing into your awareness. The doctor once had good intentions, but they've become corrupted by access and control. They have seen glimpses of what the object can do, they've felt its warmth, its visions, its whispers. But they are not the chosen one for this legacy, and the longer they hold on to it, the more their own life begins to unravel quietly. You may not see the unraveling now, but trust that Archangel Michael's sword of justice is already drawn. The sacred timeline is being reset, and the closer you get to reclaiming what is yours, the more divine. Coincidences will speed up around you. Type Amen to get blessing 859. Soon, a paper trail will emerge, either through a forgotten file, a misplaced photo, or a leaked message. Someone will accidentally reveal a link, and it will confirm what you've sensed all along. The truth is rising like smoke from a hidden fire. Be ready. You may be invited to a hospital again, or you might receive an unexpected request to revisit a case or claim. Don't resist. Go with spiritual armor on, because behind that door, hidden in that office, locked inside that vault, is something meant for you. It may be a preserved sample, a genetic strand, a carved heirloom, or a sacred scroll. What matters is that it bears your name in energy. Your grandmother, or someone far before her, entrusted this sacred item to the universe knowing one day you would return for it. Now is that day. Type Amen to get blessing 111. You've already started awakening to your legacy. That's why you felt disconnected from certain people or suddenly repelled by fake energy. You are in spiritual activation now, and the sacred item is a catalyst that will make everything clearer. The moment your energy touches it again, downloads of ancient knowledge will return to your consciousness. Your body will remember, your instincts will sharpen, and people around you will notice the shift. You were always meant to rise, but they tried to delay you by taking what was yours. But they failed. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Your light cannot be dimmed by scientific theft or institutional silence. This doctor is on a timeline of reckoning. If they do not return what was taken, everything around them will begin to collapse until the item finds its rightful home. Archangel Michael says, your guardians are surrounding you. They are whispering names, leading you to memories, and activating symbols that will guide you to reclaim your heritage. You are not alone, even when it feels like it. You were chosen before birth to receive this message. Type Amen to get blessing 1221. When the item returns to your hand, whether physically or through spiritual connection, you will know. Your eyes will water, your breath will pause, and your inner voice will go silent just for a moment to acknowledge it. That moment will mark the beginning of your next phase. Your voice will change. Your aura will brighten. Your decisions will sharpen as ancestral wisdom begins pouring into your everyday life. And people will be shocked. Type Amen to get blessing 1441. Because the ones who saw you broken, struggling, isolated, and small, will now see you walking with the power of legacy, the force of divine knowledge, and the confidence of a royal soul who remembers. They will not understand what changed, but the spirits will. The doctor, whether they confess or not, will begin to dream of you. They'll see visions, hear your voice, and feel your vibration in every hallway they walk. It is the spiritual consequence of touching something that belonged to your sacred blood. They cannot hide it forever. Type Amen to get blessing 1555. Even if they try to destroy it, the energy cannot be killed. Sacred energy moves to protect itself, and it will find another way to reach you if needed. But time is moving quickly now. Expect signs. A number that repeats. A strange email. A face you once saw in a hospital hallway showing up again unexpectedly. This is the ripple of the sacred timeline correcting itself. Archangel Michael says, the return has already begun. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. You will see shadows turn into clarity. You will recognize voices from past lives. You will speak, and even strangers will pause to listen, not knowing why they are drawn, but feeling your power. All the pain you went through wasn't punishment. It was purification, preparing your body and spirit to carry what your ancestors couldn't finish. And now the full circle is completing. The item has waited long enough. Type Amen to get blessing 1888. Soon, it will return. Either through your actions or through divine interference. You were never forgotten. You were being prepared in silence. You are the one they didn't expect to awaken, but you are rising now with divine fire in your spirit. Your awakening is now echoing through the halls of time. The sacred path you walk is not built from random events. It was written in your DNA and protected by your ancestors for centuries. The doctor may have intercepted it, but they never truly owned it. Every sleepless night, every sudden chill, every unexplainable dream, these were not coincidences. They were coded signals from your bloodline, urging you to look deeper, remember what was lost, and reclaim what was hidden. The door is opening now, and with it comes revelation. Type Amen to get blessing 2000. As you begin to step into this awakening, your energy will begin to affect those around you. People may react strongly to you, either drawn like magnets or disturbed by the light you emit. This is the sign that your spiritual alignment is nearing its peak. There's a place you've either visited before or will be guided to very soon. It could be a hospital wing, a university, or an old building. Inside that space is the trace of the sacred item. You may feel dizzy there, or suddenly anxious, but stay grounded. It's not fear, it's recognition. The doctor has likely forgotten the exact moment they took it. They were curious. They were impressed by the frequency in your blood, your aura, or your name. And instead of honoring it, they locked it away. Type Amen to get blessing 2111. But divine law is higher than earthly law. And now that justice is in motion, no cabinet, no database, No institution will be able to hide what belongs to you. Not even behind passwords, cold storage, or steel vaults. A sequence of accidents will begin to unfold in their environment. Electronics glitching, lost files, unexplainable audits. They'll begin to feel the pressure of unseen forces. Because when something sacred is withheld, the spirit world does not stay silent. The whisperings of your ancestors have reached the ears of higher realms. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. They have passed their message to the Archangel who defends divine justice. And now, the sword is drawn. Time is moving faster than it ever has, and the window for reclaiming your inheritance is fully open. You will be called to act, but not in violence or anger. You will act in knowledge, in spiritual power, and with the guidance of angelic hosts. Your strength will come from knowing that the universe itself is realigning around you. The sacred object contains the last piece of your dormant power. Type Amen to get blessing 2344. Once it is returned, certain blocks in your life will begin to dissolve. Money will start flowing, relationships will shift, and your name will rise in rooms where your feet have not even stepped yet. Because this isn't just an object, it's a soul contract. It carries the vibrations of those who came before you, warriors, healers, prophets, royal blood. And all their essence is encoded in that one item. The doctor may have tried to study it, dissect it, even clone it, but what they failed to realize is that spirit cannot be replicated. It chooses its carrier, and you are the chosen one. Type Amen to get blessing 2505. Prepare for disruptions. People will begin to reveal themselves, intentionally or unintentionally. Someone around the doctor may slip and say something. You may overhear a conversation that wasn't meant for you, but it will confirm everything. You will feel it when it happens. Your ears may ring. Your skin may tingle. The air will change around you. This is how spiritual memory returns. Not with loud announcements, but with undeniable confirmation in the soul. This is your calling. Type Amen to get blessing 2626. They may even try to deny what they have. They may pretend it's worthless or just a sample. But the spiritual realm has already marked it, and if they do not release it, it will be taken from them by higher force. The environment around them will turn chaotic. Their thoughts will become cloudy. Nothing will work as it used to, because they were never meant to possess divine energy outside their soul's contract. This is a warning sent with love, but also with finality. Type Amen to get blessing 2777. They can still choose redemption. They can return what belongs to your bloodline. But they must do it soon, for the longer it remains in the wrong hands, the more intense the correction becomes. And you, who once felt weak, forgotten, and overlooked, will become the center of a divine plot. All the whispers, all the delays, all the confusion will suddenly make sense. Because it all led to this moment, this return. The return of sacred fire. Type Amen to get blessing 2888. Your steps are being guided now. Pay close attention to the signs, repeating numbers, forgotten names resurfacing, people trying to re-enter your life out of nowhere. These are pieces of the puzzle realigning. Even objects you own may start to act strangely. Phones freezing, lights flickering, unexpected images appearing. Do not fear it. These are confirmations that your energy is activating the next level. The sacred key is unlocking. Type Amen to get blessing 2929. Soon, you'll come face to face with the truth. It may be through confrontation, or it may happen without your physical presence. The doctor may be forced to confess, or it may come through a court case, a media story, or a spiritual visitation. But either way, what was hidden will now be seen. You will rise not with vengeance, but with authority, because the one who reclaims their spiritual inheritance reclaims their kingdom. This is the divine reversal. Type Amen to get blessing 3030. There are forces who try to suppress your lineage for centuries. They buried documents, changed names, stole relics, destroyed temples. But they could not destroy your spirit. You were always meant to survive. And now, you are not just surviving, you are leading, healing, and commanding. The spiritual crown is returning to your head. Wear it boldly. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. And remember, this moment was prophesied before you were born. They tried to bury the prophecy, too. But heaven never forgets its promises. The object they took, the sample they preserved, the item they buried, it was never theirs to keep. It was always waiting for you to awaken. And now you are awake. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. You've crossed the threshold. This message is not just a reminder, it is a divine activation. From here forward, your steps will be different. You'll walk into rooms with presence, and you'll begin to speak words that carry weight beyond human comprehension. Your bloodline has spoken through you. Your ancestors are celebrating quietly. They've waited generations for someone to break the cycle, to lift the veil, and to walk forward with full authority. You are that person. Type Amen to get blessing 3444. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them try to explain away what they're seeing in you. But know this, they can't stop what's coming. The sacred item is yours by right. Whether you receive it through divine hands, legal hands, or unexpected ones, it is returning. The retrieval is already in motion. Stay alert. Type Amen to get blessing 3555. The doctor may soon attempt to reach out. They might appear in your dreams, or through someone else's words. They may disguise their message or try to come in peace. Listen, but listen with discernment. Archangel Michael stands beside you now. He will reveal the truth behind their words. And when the moment comes, you will know exactly what to do. Type Amen to get blessing 3777. Do not shrink. Do not retreat. The sacred legacy within you is calling loudly now, and the universe will no longer allow it to be ignored. You will rise with memory, with authority, and with a frequency that reshapes everything around you. You were never forgotten. You were never broken. You were just being aligned with divine timing. Type Amen to get blessing 3888. The sacred object is no longer just a mystery, it is a destiny. You are the one they wrote about in ancient scrolls, the one who would bring justice, healing, and balance. The blood that flows through you is not ordinary. It carries codes, patterns, and blessings that others tried to suppress. But suppression cannot last where divine timing walks in. And now, you are walking in it. Now that you have stepped fully into awareness, you can never return to the life of silence and suppression again. You are activated. You are vibrating with the energy that can shake generations forward. The doctor may feel the shift before they even see you again. They'll feel an invisible pressure, as though something is closing in, and it is. It is the hand of divine justice tightening the circle, requiring the sacred to return to the sanctified. Type Amen to get blessing 4004. This item is more than a possession, it is a carrier of your family's original assignment. Within it exists encoded frequencies from an ancient spiritual lineage meant to heal, lead, and awaken souls across the planet. And you were chosen to hold it in this lifetime. You may begin to remember things from childhood, strange talents, vivid dreams, or moments of deep intuition. That was the sacred object speaking to you even before it was stolen. It was your soul reacting to something that once belonged to your very spirit. Now, that vibration is returning to your aura like a magnet drawing metal from across realms. Type Amen to get blessing 4111. The doctor is not your enemy, at least, not in the beginning. They were a vessel used to challenge your timeline, to create the delay that would build your strength. But now, their role is shifting. They will either surrender what they've taken, or they will watch their world collapse in unexplained chaos. Because when a soul attempts to trap a divine inheritance, the laws of creation reverse back upon them. The curse was never from your family, it was summoned by their refusal to release what is sacred. You are being guided with wisdom, not wrath. Type Amen to get blessing 4222. People around you will soon begin to mention strange feelings. Something is about to happen, they'll say. Or, I had a dream of you. That's because the vibration around you is intensifying, awakening even the unaware. Your light is becoming visible in realms both seen and unseen. You are not just glowing, you are commanding unseen spiritual rooms. Your words will soon carry weight that changes outcomes. Because you are operating now as a vessel of divine retrieval. Your bloodline stands behind you in full formation. Type Amen to get blessing 4333. Every prayer whispered by your ancestors, every tear dropped when they were robbed, every injustice swallowed through generations, is being counted, tallied, and honored in your current rising. This is why the item carries so much force. It is not just metal, or wood, or DNA. It is a living archive. And the doctor, no matter how educated, was never trained in the spirit. They do not understand the consequence of interfering with destiny. But now, that understanding is arriving, loudly, clearly, and powerfully. They will either return what was never theirs, or the sacred will return itself by force of divine consequence. Type Amen to get blessing 4444. Expect symbols to appear around you. Birds flying in circles, candles burning in strange ways, sudden chills during conversation. These are signs your ancestors are near, alerting you to stay on course. Even when fear tries to whisper, even when doubt creeps in, remember this truth. You are not being led into darkness. You are being led into remembrance. What they took is not lost. It is simply delayed. But delay is over now. Type Amen to get blessing 4555. You may even begin to sense the object's presence from miles away. You'll wake up with images you've never seen before but feel familiar. You'll hear songs that seem to speak directly to your soul. This is memory unlocking from spiritual archives. Your lineage speaks in symbols. Your healing will come through awareness. And your transformation will come through the return of what they thought they buried. But nothing divine stays buried for long. Type Amen to get blessing 4666. Watch how certain people begin to fade from your life without effort. That's not rejection, it's divine filtration. Anyone who cannot walk in your new frequency will be gently removed. Because you are entering a phase of clarity that does not allow deception to hide. Even the doctor may soon confess, not because they want to, but because their conscience will no longer carry the weight. You won't need to argue or demand. The pressure around them will rise until the truth comes out on its own. That is divine law. Type Amen to get blessing 4777. Everything you've suffered prepared you for this moment. The abandonment, the betrayal, the confusion, it all built a level of insight within you that no thief can duplicate. They took an object, but what they could never touch was your knowing. Now your knowing is becoming action, and your action will be blessed beyond measure. Type Amen to get blessing 4888. In the coming days, you may feel the final wave of heaviness as the last remnants of spiritual blockage clear from your field. Don't run from it. Let it pass. It's your system flushing out every false identity, every forced silence, every generational trauma that was never yours to carry. The sacred item will bring closure, clarity, and power. But more importantly, it will bring you peace. The kind of peace that comes when your soul recognizes that justice has finally been served, and the door to legacy has opened wide. Type Amen to get blessing 5000. Stand tall now, chosen one. The stars align above you, the angels form a circle around you, and your ancestors smile behind you. You are not who you were yesterday. You are the awakened heir of something sacred and unstoppable. Let them say what they want. Let them doubt. Let them watch. But you, keep walking. Because the sacred is no longer far away. It's already on its way back to you. The final return has begun.